I was lost in my head, looked around, there was no one there. I got out to breathe the fresh air. The next thing I'm gonna I ask you to where would you take me if I would come there? And you mentioned a place, Death Valley, right?
Death Valley.
Yeah.
I was born in the Mojave Desert.
Yeah.
I lived in the desert for 7 years of my life until my parents moved to Cupertino, that is the Silicon Valley area of California. Yeah. But I've always had a fascination for the desert and the solitude features of the desert. The Death Valley is a national park. The actual place, it's the lowest elevation in all of America. It's called Badwater. And you stand there and you are 300 plus feet below sea level, standing in the middle of the desert to this little pond of salty water. From that point, you quite can't see it, but if you venture out of Badwater and go up a little bit in elevation, first you hit Zabriskie Point. I don't know if you've heard of that. No. Just beautiful vantage point of, especially at sunset, of the valley. And then from that point, you can look over and see the highest point in all of the United States. It's called Mount Whitney. So at the same time, you can glance down, look at the point that's 300 feet below sea level, and then see in the distance about 75 miles away, clear as can be, no pollution. And you see the peak of Mount Whitney, which is 14,000 feet. So the dynamics of the geography is mind-boggling. And so I would love to share that with anyone that comes to America, especially because it's in a day's drive from where I live. But it's spectacular. And boy, does it get hot there. The best time to visit is in the winter. It gets like, well, in Fahrenheit, probably 112 degrees during the day. It's vacant. No one's there. I mean, it's too hot, you know. The wintertime, everyone, the elderly folks come with their campers and do all the, you know, it's a great place to be in the wintertime.
Yeah.
So that is certainly one place that I would
really love
to share with someone who's never seen it, and give them an interesting perspective of California and how diverse California is. Yeah. So from that, I would go to the Pacific Coast Highway in California, which goes from north to south, from San Francisco, or even from Oregon all the way down to Los Angeles. Yeah. And it goes through some of the most spectacular natural scenic views that you can ever imagine, with the Pacific Ocean, cliffs, and it goes on for miles.
You know the Mavericks?
Mavericks is in that's the Mavericks is in Half Moon Bay.
Okay.
So
the people watching, that's the place where there is a massive waves, where there's
correct
waves.
Yes. Yeah, that's near a place called Half Moon Bay, the Mavericks. You know, that's quite intense. Santa Barbara has some amazing surf there as well. But the whole Coast Highway, you go through little towns and then you get out. It's just awesome.
What my grand plan is? I'm doing this tour now online, but the season 2 is going to be, I'm really going to go all these places.
Okay.
So Netflix, hello, Netflix, hello.
I wish I could afford to do that with you.
Well, maybe Netflix gonna pay almost.
Great. Yeah, you just have to write
Yeah,
an interesting,
Maybe-
enticing.
maybe
You know.
you can document the whole thing. You know, you can be the editor or the film cameraman.
Cinematographer, yeah.
Cameraman, yeah.
Yeah, I
Well-
would buy a special camera for that one. That's
Yeah,
for
Netflix. They have to have. You have to have a good one.
Sure. Yeah.
I gotta get out. I got to